we're going to write a Selenium Python script that will test an invalid login. This is meant to be a very basic script to show you what Selenium looks like, Selenium in Python, and it's going to show the basic functionalities of Selenium. We're going to use a Chrome browser. We're going to go to a website. We're going to try to log in with an invalid user and make sure the correct error message shows up. My name is Advanced Kung Fu. I'm a software engineer and I help people learn QA automation. I focus on automation, on testing, mostly in Python, and I have a lot of courses and I teach people how to do that, and my channel is all about that. So if you like content like this, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and if there's a specific video you want me to create, leave a comment with a specific idea, some kind of Selenium script you want to see, and I'll be very happy to write it. Okay, so let's go ahead and execute the test case manually, and then we're going to write the code for it. So what I'm expecting the code to do is it's going to go to my account, right? Go straight to this page. Oh, by the way, this is a demostore.spreadsqa.com. This is a sample website that I've created for my students. My students use this. I also show how to create this site or for yourself. I'm going to put the videos on the description of this video. You can create this site locally on your own machine for free. It's a really nice way to practice automation because you have full access to the backend, to the front end, to the database. So you can actually create your own website and practice Selenium and Python or Java, any kind of language you want, but you actually have an e-commerce website you can practice with. So that's what this is. This is public. You can check it out, demostore.spreadsqa.com, but it is HTTP, not HTTPS. Just keep that in mind, okay? And don't use no real credit card or anything like that. Actually, there's no way to put in a credit card. So, what this particular script, that's what it's going to do, is going to come here, it's going to go directly to my account, and it's just going to type some random username, some random password, clicks on login, and it verifies this error message actually shows up. That is the whole point of the script. All right, so I'm going to write this in VS Code. If you use PyCharm or Sublime or anything, that is fine. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it Selenium Python invalid login.py. Okay, that is the name of my script. So the first thing we do when we create the Selenium script is import WebDriver. So we're going to do from Selenium import WebDriver. Then we're going to do driver, which is a variable, WebDriver.chrome. So we're going to use a Chrome browser for this test. So we're going to just instantiate a Chrome instance. And with the latest version of Selenium, you don't have to download Chrome driver. You don't have to figure out what your version of Chrome is and what the version of Chrome driver and all that. Selenium automatically will manage that for you. You will go and it will check what version of Chrome you have already, and it will go download the Chrome driver for you. I'm going to create a specific video on that, and also look in the description. The description is going to have really nice, useful links to other videos, especially as a beginner. You should really take advantage of that. So I'll list out videos that I think are really useful in the description. So this is going to open a browser. Then we're going to use an implicit wait. Like when I write small scripts like this, I like to use implicit wait. Normally you want to use explicit wait, but implicit wait basically makes sure that when the element is not present, it doesn't just fail right away. It's going to wait X amount of time until that element actually shows up. So I'm going to say wait 10 seconds, but it doesn't mean it's going to wait 10 seconds. It's going to wait as long as 10 seconds. If the element shows up in the first second, it's good. If it shows up in the 5th second, it's good. It's just going to continue. It's not going to wait the whole 10 seconds. So implicitly wait, I'm going to do 10 seconds. Hopefully I have the correct spelling. Let me make sure. I think I do, but let me just make sure I did. See, I already had a typo. So now this is basically saying, hey, don't fail for not element found right away. Wait at least 10 seconds, then fail. That's what this is saying. Then we want to tell it to go to that site. So I'm going to say driver get. Okay, I'm going to get the URL. So the URL is this, straight to my account. Okay, so we can test this out. I can run this. Let me put a breakpoint. This is a little trick I use. If I don't put a breakpoint, what it does is it's going to open the browser, finish. When it's done, it's going to close the browser. That's a new behavior I've noticed for the last about a year or so with Chrome driver. So, but you don't want it to close. I want to show you that the browser is actually open because it happens so quick. So a little trick you can do is add a breakpoint at the end of it. Then it will remain open because the script is not done. The browser gets closed when the script is done. So this is a really nice trick. You can put time.sleep. You can sleep for X amount of time, like 5 seconds, so you get to see for 5. But I like to use a breakpoint. So let's run it. I'm gonna do Python Selenium. So I have a virtual environment activated and I have Selenium installed. I run that. You can see the browser is opening, and voila, it went there, right? That's really what we want. We want it to go there. So I'm going to hit continue. So I'm going to go to my main browser. Now what we want to do is actually, let's just refresh the page. We want to look for this field, right? That's what you do in Selenium. You find an element, you do something with it. In our case, we want to find this element and we want to type into it, meaning we want to send keys into it. Then we want to find this element, then we want to send keys into it. Then we want to find this element and we want to click it. That's how you do it in Selenium. Find element, do something. Find element, do something, right? Each thing you see on this page is an element. So let's start by right-clicking here and doing inspect. Okay, so we're going to see this pointer thing and select that field. Let's see if there's an ID. If there's an ID, we'll use ID. There's an ID, so the ID is username. So we're going to use ID. If the element has an ID, I always want to use the ID. The ID is very efficient. If it doesn't, my second choice is CSS, then XPath. So this one has an ID, so we're going to use the ID. We're going to go back to our script, and we're going to say username, or I'm going to say username field. Field is driver.find element. We want by ID. And this is the ID. So we have to import this by class. So we're going to say from Selenium WebDriver dot I think comment dot by. Let me check my notes. Comment dot by import by with the uppercase. Okay. The reason like this, it's not, I mean, I should probably remember this by heart, but when you're working on real projects, you don't write this all the time. You have a framework. Usually you have a framework, so you don't have to do the import. You don't have to open a browser every time you write a new test. The framework can handle that for you. But when you write in a one-off scripts, you actually have to import each one of those. So the by ID is here. Then we're going to say username field that send keys. So we want to send some invalid name, right? In some random name. That's what we want to send. So let's try it out. I'm going to run this. So we should see it typing. See that? It typed that. So we're going to do the same thing for the password. Let's see. It does a password field has an ID. So we're going to click on password. It does have an ID password, right? So we're going to use the same, pretty much same kind of code. I'm going to copy paste that here. And instead of username, it's going to be password field. All right, this is going to be password field, and the ID is password. So for the password, we can just do something random. Let's try it out. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to hit go, and now we should see it filled in, the username and the password. Now we got to click the login. I'm going to come here. Let me look for the login button. Is there an ID? There is no ID. There is a class. I can use the class. I can use the name. Let's do by name login. Let's try that. Okay. So I'm going to do, I'm going to say login button is driver.find element by name. And that's the login name. Login button dot click. Okay. You can change this, by the way. You can do the dot click here. You don't have to have two lines here. I just like to, I feel like it's more clean when I do it this way, but I do mix. I actually do it the other way also. So let's run it. Now we should actually see it clicking it and getting the error message. Perfect. We got the error message. Now we want to get the locator for this thing. First of all, we want to get the error message, the expected error message, right? Let's copy this. Let's assume there's no bug and this is the actual message. All right, that's what you normally do. Expected message is this guy. It's a long one. So let's do an inspect, and I'm going to bring it down here, and let's see if there is a, so there is an li, there is a strong, because this is all bolded. So I'm just going to get the li. I'm going to right click, copy. Let's get the XPath. This is a lazy way. Usually I like to build my own CSS, but when I do something quick like this, I just use the Chrome developer tool. Right click the element you want, copy. You can do selector, which will get you the CSS selector, or you can do XPath. Okay, I just did XPath. So what we're going to do is error message box. This is for the box, right? Driver.find element. I'm going to do by XPath, and I'm going to put in the XPath right there. So I want to get the text. So I'm going to say displayed text or displayed error. I'm going to say error message box dot text. Now I'm just going to compare what I'm expecting is what I got. So I'm going to say assert displayed error is the same as expected message. Okay, I'm just going to keep it simple here for the error message. Displayed error is not as expected. I just keep it that way. Then I'm going to say print just pass. Okay, I'm just going to print out uppercase pass. Basically what I'm saying is, if this didn't get triggered, if the assert didn't get triggered, that means it's successful, so it's going to print this. Okay, so let's test it out. I'm going to run the script. It's going to go, voila, it didn't fit, it printed pass. That means it went all the way through. As always, whenever I write a script, I want to see it fail to make sure it actually would fail if there was a problem. So I'm going to add a typo here. I'm just going to add a little e at the beginning. I'm going to hit run, and it's going to basically run and fail. Displayed error is not as expected. So then I got to fix it, remove the error I introduced on purpose, and I'm going to watch it pass. Actually, I should have taken away the breakpoint as well, and then it passed. There you go. Last time I'm going to run it because it's just so quick. The whole thing takes about 3 seconds to run and pass. So that has been a really quick example of a Selenium Python script. It is very realistic test case, but it is a standalone. It's not part of a framework. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something about it. Leave me a comment, give me a like. And if you like content like this, subscribe. My whole goal is to educate people and to get you into this automation mindset and to really train people to become a really good automation engineers. Hopefully you enjoyed it.